England's warm-ups were a joke and absolutely no preparation at all. One issue I have regarding this test match is England's preparation, or lack of it, because the warm-up games here were a joke and absolutely no preparation at all for facing the kind of challenge West Indies have thrown down. I fully understand schedules are so tight, that the players spend so much time away from home and that administrators have to factor in what's coming up. From an England perspective, it is one of the most important, busiest years in their history with a home World Cup and an Ashes summer. So I do get why modern tours start with a couple of little Tom Noddy, 2-day games, but enough is enough. It's time for action, and my answer would be to make it mandatory that all test series must be preceded by a first-class match, and that the opposition has to be of a proper first-class nature. I would propose forcing the host country to put out their A-team as opposition to provide the sternest challenge possible. I note that Australia have arranged a 4-day game against Australia in Southampton to get ready for England this July. This is an issue that world cricket has to look at because generally the standard of warm-up games is just abysmal. I would probably say not to bother arranging any at all rather than take the option of those without first-class status. The moment you play a 15-day side you tell everyone it's not a proper cricket match. It's a silly one. Don't knock the work these England cricketers do to get fit and ready for action. They have done as well as they could have in the circumstances, but it is up to the authorities to give them the best opportunity to perform in an unfamiliar environment. The conditions here, as England have found out, are different from those in Sri Lanka. Just because they won in Sri Lanka it doesn't mean the next part of the winter is a continuation of that. It's not, it's Barbados, and the reason West Indies wanted to start here was that it is a slightly quicker pitch. Days 2 and Days 3 have been bad days, but they have won 8 of their last 9 test matches, so there is no need to be doom and gloom. As a test match nation, England are going in the right direction. They have suffered here partly from such a low-key lead-up. I go back to the 2010-11 Ashes when England under Andrew Strauss went out and won all 3 of their first-class matches before the first test. People will say that was 8 years ago, but if you are going to turn things around, and I am not just talking about England, but the chances of away teams being successful in Test cricket, you need to make a tours more like that. Because the level of intensity between the 2-day games and the level of intensity here provides such a shock to the system. No wonder Moeen Ali said that West Indies felt like an unstoppable force after they dismissed England for 77. We were lucky in 1993-94 that we were given the chance to prepare against bowlers like John the Dentist Maynard, a man so nicknamed due to a fondness for rearranging teeth. Ahead of my first tour here 4 years earlier, Graham Gooch and I went up to Headingley and had Geoffrey Boycott lead a session in which the ball was banged in at us from 16 yards. We had young lads trying to knock our blocks off. And so when I faced Patrick Patterson at Sabina Park I felt I'd had decent preparation. There are no guarantees of success if you do have a proper 4-day game, but you are undoubtedly giving yourself a better chance. You want to walk off the field at the end of play gutted if you haven't taken opportunities or haven't won. Coaches will tell you that nets are great, but it is time in the middle that counts, getting used to the light, pitch conditions, the breezes across the ground in the Caribbean. And that time in the middle has to be as meaningful and challenging as possible.